Welcome back to another video, this time from rainy Paraguay. I hope the sound is not too bad. In this video, I want to go over the top 12 SMMA terms that you have to know as a complete beginner when you enter the SMMA space. So let's just jump straight into it. First of all, I have divided this video into two parts: general terms like related to SMMA as a whole, and a couple of advertising specific terms that you have to know when you will begin running paid ads. But let's start with the general terms, and the first one is leads. You have probably heard this word a lot of times if you have watched any other SMMA videos. And quickly explained, a lead is a person who could be a potential customer for your business. So a lead is not an email address, a lead is not a phone number, a lead is just a person who, as I said, could be a potential customer for your business. And the usual information you need for a lead is their first name, last name, email or phone number, and also the company that they work for. That's like the basic info that you need to consider a person a lead. You also have two different types of leads. You have warm leads and cold leads. Cold leads are people who have not shown any interest in your business at all or don't know who you are. So think of any random person on the street that is a cold lead. They've never heard about you. They don't know what you're offering. Well, a warm lead is someone who knows who you are or has shown a certain amount of interest in your service. They have signed up for a newsletter. They have booked in a discovery call. They have interacted with your LinkedIn post, whatever it is. A warm lead has shown some interest in what it is that you are offering. Term 2 is funnels, which is just a set of steps through which you take a person to take them from being not interested, a cold lead, to a customer, because you can't just send someone an email and say, hey, buy my service, and they're going to buy it. No, you have to warm them up, and that is a funnel where you first, for example, get them to sign up to your newsletter. Then you warm them up with a newsletter, then you jump on a discovery call, then you send them some value, then you do an audit, take them through this entire funnel, warming them up until they are actually ready to buy your service. Term 3, which is actually 3 terms, is ROAS, POAS, and ROI. So first of all, ROAS is a return on ad spend. It is how much return you give a customer based on how much they spend on the ads. So if they spend, let's say, $10,000, you give them back $40,000 through your advertising, you gave them a 4x ROAS. A POAS is basically the same thing, but it is profit on ad spend. So return on ad spend is just the revenue. Profit on ad spend is how much they actually earn. So let's say they put in $10,000, you generate $40,000, and out of those $40,000, $15,000 are profit. Then you have generated $15,000 of profit from $10,000 of ad spend, which gives you a POAS of 1.5. And lastly, ROI stands for return on investment. It is not advertising related specifically, but anything really where you put in money, you get back money. You can calculate how much your return was using ROI. So if you put in, let's use $10,000 as an example again, you put in $10,000 in whatever it is, an investment, ad spend, hiring someone, whatever, you got back $50,000, then you have an ROI of 5x on that thing. Next, term number 4 is retention, which is how long a client stays a client for. So if you have, let's say, 10 clients and each client on average stays for 4 months as a client of your agency, then you have a retention of 4 months in your agency. Term number 5 is CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management, which is just basically a software where you track leads going through your funnel. Remember the words that we were talking about earlier. So it usually looks like those rows that you have different names for. So first you have lead, then you have qualified lead, then you have meeting booked, then you have meeting completed, stuff like that. And you just move them through the funnel so that you can keep track of where in your sales funnels the different leads are. Term number 6, and a word that is very relevant to us agency owners, is the word niche. So the word niche in itself has a lot of definitions and meanings, but in the SMMA space, niche is basically the subsegment of the market that you are targeting with your service. So A niche can be as broad as e-commerce stores in the US or as specific as e-commerce stores targeting older women in Nicaragua who are interested in pet services. Whatever, it is just a smaller subsegment of the market that you are targeting with your service that you are an expert at. And the seventh and the last of the general terms is to close someone. So it is a phrase, and to close someone, you will probably hear it a lot in SMMA spaces. That just means to make someone a buyer. So selling someone on a service, you have closed them, they have become a client, and they went from being a lead to, as I said, being a client of your agency. The next part are the advertising specific terms. And here let's start with attribution model, which is a pretty complex subject, but quickly explained, an attribution model is the way that clicks and purchases are attributed to the ads that are running. So let's say you have an ad account with 10 ads. Someone clicks on 3 of those ads and then ends up purchasing. Which of those ads will actually get the credit for the last purchase? It also goes across channels. So if you have Facebook, Google, TikTok, whatever, a person clicks on an ad on all of those 3, which of these channels get the credit for the actual purchase? There are a lot of attribution models. You have like a last click attribution model where only the last click counts. If a person clicks on Google, then on TikTok, then on Snapchat, and then ends up buying, Snapchat will get 100% of the credit. You have data-driven attribution models. Point is, there are a lot of them. You just have to know what it is. It is the way that purchases are attributed to the different ad or ad platforms that generated the initial clicks. Next, and one that you will be repeating very, very often when dealing with clients, is conversion rate. So it is the amount of people who actually visited a website compared to the amount of people who purchased something on the website, expressed as a percentage. So let's say you have 100 visitors on your website and 3 of those visitors end up buying something, then you have a 3% conversion rate on the website. The 8th term, and one that is super relevant to my agency right now, is UGC, which stands for user generated content and is a type of video advertisement that looks like an organic testimonial. So it is a video of someone talking to their phone, just explaining what a product is, trying it on, showing what it is, so that it looks as organic as possible. So it's just a type of, as I said, video ad. Creative. This was a word I struggled to understand in the beginning, but it is super simple. The creative is just the image or the video that you are using in your ad. So if you probably know what a Facebook ad looks like. You have some text on the top, then you have a picture, then you have a button on the bottom, and the creative is just the image or the video that is being used in the ad. And last but not least is, of course, ad copy. So ad copy is just the same as ad text. I don't know why advertisers use ad copy instead of ad text, but just remember that when someone says ad copy or just copy, they mean the text that is shown with the ad on whatever platform it is that you are running ads on. So super simple video. I hope this was helpful if you are just getting into the SMMA space. A lot of these words I was struggling with myself in the beginning, so I feel that it's my duty to explain them to you so that you know what you are saying when you go into sales calls and when you are reaching out to new potential clients. If you run an agency, make sure to join my school group, which you will find a link to down in the description. It is completely free. In there, you will find about 110 other SMMA owners who are currently running or currently setting up agencies. In there, you can ask questions, mingle with other owners. Maybe you will find a business partner. I host weekly Q&A calls on Saturdays, which you can, of course, join and just ask whatever it is that you want clarified. If you found this video valuable, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And I will see you next Monday.